Hi guys, finally we are here. Well, for me, it was a terrible roll. Spent a lot of stones on it, roughly 2,000. I don't know. Last time I spent a lot of stones for Miss Crane as well. But in the meantime, I didn't roll for the summer event at all because it's just a rerun. So this time, I finally have a proper target to roll for. So I spent a lot of stones on her. I would say that please get Galvane, the Fairy Knight as well. Please get her as well because she's really good. But today we are just gonna talk about Morgan. Let's take a look at some animation first. Okay, I think it was an okay animation. It's pretty much what I can expect from FGO. So I can say that yeah, it looks very good. I just have a very small problem with her clothing before because back then when I read about Morgan Le Fay, it was all about like evil witches stuff. She's really evil, but I can't really find a proper reason why she's evil. But most of the time when I read about the tales, it's all about like acting like a jealous witch. In the Sir Galvane and Green Knight, yeah, she's acting like one, and you guys can go read about that. And also in Fate Apocrypha, she's also a jealous witch. She's jealous that basically she has all the power to be a king, and yet Atoria is the one who inherited. Atoria is the one who wears the crown. And Morgan did a lot of dirty things, even change Atoria's sex, and then give birth to Mordred later, and also create the conflict between Mordred and Atoria. So her design is kind of like this in Fate's AP. And this is actually in the game. I was looking forward to a more senior witches design, like an evil pope or bishop clothing design, and actually this appears in the game, and I love this one. It really makes her look like a boss. I just love it. It's like, yeah, she's the boss. I really like this one. Anyway, so this is her look. And if you look at her bond reward, Castoria's weapon is actually in there. And I love the bond rewards description here. You guys can find it in the FGO wiki page. And let me read it. So it's the most precious and glorious thing that has been given to her by the fairy of the lake, the symbol of the great mother who built this world, only given to fairies who were born in the Bay of the Stars. and washed ashore to earth. As long as they comply with the duty of paradise, they will eventually be able to become the spirits of the stars. That is, the ultimate goals of the fairies. However, she abandoned the promised glory, saying that it was not her own desire. The wind that hews her allies changed into a spear that brings down her enemies. The light in her eyes that she was born with was lost in the battles. At the end of her long journey, she has lost a great many things. What she got was a throne of white wool instead, the legend of Britain that she kept wishing for. Yet even now, she still remembers the beloved old days at the lake at the furthest end, the price of a begone dream that left behind in a gentle throne of stone. Well, it was a beautiful description, and it's pretty much what you can expect from the Fate, to be honest. By the way, I want to mention something here. I actually couldn't level all the skill to max this time because some of the resources you have to kill a new enemy type to get it. I believe it's a horse knight. It's this one, this resource. Okay, so and this chapter, it's actually not fully unlocked, so we have to wait till July the 14th or 15th. I think depend on the time zones. You have to finish all the missions to unlock missions with the horse knight. You have to finish the story chapter first, and then just unlock new missions. So we have to wait. I would say that compare with Castoria, the second skill is actually almost the same. This one is Morgan's, this one is Castoria. It's both called the Protection of Vivian. You can notice that the cooldown is the same, and also MP rate is not the same. Morgan's one is kind of like a weakened version of the Vivian skill. This one is 25%, this one is 30%. Okay, so I think people will usually pair Morgan up with Castoria and Merlin. You can actually see some gameplay online already. With Himiko, yes, Himiko's noble was overcharges party's MP by 2 stages for 1 time and 3 turns. Morgan's noble, one of the skills is overcharges party's MP by 1 stage. So my experience with Himiko was if I pair her up with Merlin and Castoria, you can get very, very good anti-purge defense buff because of her noble with the MP charge. Basically, you are trying to use Himiko to find a moment when you can do a great critical buster hit. With Morgan, it's less stable, to be honest, because Morgan is the Berserker, but with AoE damage. So if you are facing like multiple enemies, you can crowd control a bit. But that doesn't mean that you can't deal great critical hit. You can also do that with Morgan's first and third skill. Combine them with Merlin's first skill. So with Minamoto and Arjuna, you don't have to make the comparison, to be honest, because if you really like a character, just roll, right? Of course, some people will say Arjuna can be really, really violent, but nowadays it's all about the team. If you have a great team, doesn't really matter who's the main attacker, okay? She's not like, it doesn't really matter. But I have to say that to sum up, Morgan is not really the meta, I would say. She's not really the meta. She does a lot of things, and she can even self-charge 50 MP if you max her first and second skill. That's really good. That's really good. You can she can self-charge 50 MP. Though she's a Berserker, she can also increase her own critical chance resist by 20%, and it's one of her passive. She has a lot of gimmicks. Well, that's pretty good, right? So anyway, guys, if you are really interested, you can roll. I want to say maybe just get one noble. That will be enough. And I'll see you guys later.